Hello there. It is Wednesday night. We have a special edition of the Major League Soccer show, the Designated Pundits. We are here to give predictions just one day early. Let's get into it. I'm Bob here with Scott. And Scott, the people have spoken. They were missing you last week. They said, "Where is Scott?" I'm actually not kidding. I had two people, one on Twitter and one on YouTube, asking where you were. Well, you're here now, and we're here to talk about MLS Week 31.
I had, for those that are curious, I had work. The company I work for had a event, a convention of sorts. I had to be there. It was terrible. I didn't want to be there. I'm back now. It's fine. All is well.
You'd be rather be here taking rippers on MLS on the season. And, hey, you're the hottest MLS handicapper out there. You weren't part of the bloodbath that we endured last week, going down 7 units as a team. Still up 14.57 on the season. That's down about, 15 units over the past 5 or 6 weeks, getting absolutely slaughtered. But it's a new week. We have a whole bunch of new games to talk about. Are you ready to turn the page?
I am. We were in the 20s for a very long time as a group. I think it's time for us to get back there.
Yeah, we were keeping up with the week number for a long time. You're not going to find that anywhere. I was amazingly hot at the beginning of this season, hottest streak I've ever had in my life. Scott, you've now taken the reins on that, and you're doing a lot of the heavy lifting. So let's get into your first pick. That's in the NYCFC game versus DC United. NYCFC looking to move up the standings, currently in 8th in that play-in round. DC United, well, they're done. They are looking to avoid the wooden spoon. They have a game in hand on the LA Galaxy. So that's about how they're going there. Now, taking a look at the odds, NYCFC minus 210, plus 340 if you like the draw, plus 450 if you like DC United. Over 2.5 goals, minus 186, plus 144 for the under 2.5 goals. Now, we did not bet on two pretty exciting matches, or one pretty exciting match, FC Cincinnati, Philly. Numbers didn't make sense. We couldn't make anything work. Same for Revs versus Charlotte. It's like the home-away splits. You can't take Charlotte on the road, but Revs are in terrible form. But here, you think you found a way to get involved here. Over 2.5 goals, dead market. NYCFC, dead market. Can't even combine them and get a good price. How did you approach this match?
Well, I believe the numbers here that say there will be goals scored. I do like a player prop, and so I started to look into those. If goals are going to be scored, it's going to be NYCFC. They're actually in pretty good form. They have 4 wins and a draw in their last 5 MLS matches. DC United, fairly hapless. 3 losses and then 2 straight draws, 1-1 draws at Montreal and then home against Inter Miami. The Inter Miami draw kind of nice, but Inter Miami, they can be anything at any time this year. Anyway, that's neither here nor there. The point is NYCFC is good and quite hot. DC United, not so much, but they've only been shut out once in their last 5 games. They are actually getting goals. So I looked at this. I said, yes, goals for sure. Give me that. Who's going to do the scoring? NYCFC probably going to do most of that. I looked at that NYCFC team, and Hannes Wolf is a guy that sticks out to me. So I've got him as a goal or assist, just a goal or assist anytime in this game at minus 135. That's a little chalkier than I usually take it. Usually I'm trying to keep it in the plus money, but
yeah,
he is really the mover and shaker for this team. He's involved in a lot. Even when he's not on the score sheet, he plays well. And when you look at his record against mid-level to bad teams, he contributes a lot.
Yeah,
he
2
hasn't
goals
done
against Atlanta, I think. Yeah.
He hasn't done a ton lately, but mostly they've been playing against a lot better teams. There's a game against Orlando. There's a game against Cincy. There's a game against Nashville in there. He actually did register, I think, a goal against Nashville. But I think you're getting a little bit of boost on that number just because he hasn't done it lately against those really good teams. But DC's not that team. And NYCFC are going to get multiple goals in here. So he'll have a lot of opportunities to score or assist.
Nice little play. One official play for Scott Wolf, goal or assist at -135. Headed now to Sports Illustrated Stadium, where the New York Red Bulls host the Columbus Crew. Red Bulls 11-6-11. The Crew, a surprising 12-9-6 at this point in the season. Going on to the odds, Red Bulls +155, Crew +160. Those odds are just about flipped from where they were a little earlier in the week, and money's going to be coming in on Columbus, so you're going to see those odds go even more in Columbus's favor there. Over 2.5 goals, -162. We're seeing goals likely. Here, I'm going to be taking a look at some team totals, and I mean, I guess I might as well give my play away. It's Red Bull, team total over 1.5 at +114. Now, Red Bull, they're looking at missing the playoffs for the first time in a decade and a half. 11-6-11 isn't bad, but Chicago has a game in hand, and they are tied right now for points. So Red Bull needs to start catching up on what they've been doing this season. While they are 10-2-2 at home, the Crew are 4-5-3 on the road. In a bubble, Crew is the better team. There isn't a whole lot of doubt there, I don't think, for a lot of people. And I really wanted to avoid making a play on who will win this match because Red Bull are desperate. Red Bull desperate at home. You get some weird wins. So instead, I'm just going to say that they're going to score twice. Maybe they give up 2 bad goals and draw. Maybe they get blown out 4-2, something like that. Those are all within the cards. But Red Bull has 34 goals in 14 home games this season. That's one of the best in Major League Soccer. The reason one of their goal total isn't one of the highest is because it's like 8 over 14 away games. It's very, very low. They've been doing it on the road. Crew can be stingy. Don't get me wrong. But here I think Red Bulls are going to play their game. It's going to be fast. It's going to be aggressive. It's going to be higher scoring. You saw the GM avoiding talking to the press all week, canceling one of his conferences. I think Red Bull, it's time to get this ship right, secure a playoff spot. We haven't played Columbus yet this year. We play them twice in the next 5 matches. And I think some kind of result could be on the cards, but just score 2 and I'll be happy at +114.
It's definitely possible. The Crew are much better at home than they are on the road. Their road form is kind of middling, a 4-5-3. They've given up 21 goals in 12 games. So that is leaning towards your over, over 2 goals or 2 goals.
Yeah, it's going to be an interesting match. I'll be there, slamming my hands on the desk if things are not going my way. Next up, Toronto FC host CF Montreal in a game that you might only be watching if you are in Canada. These are 2 of, I think, the 12th and 13th ranked teams in the East, respectively. Toronto, 5 wins, 9 draws, and 13 losses, while CF Montreal has 5 wins, 8 draws, and 15 losses. This game is going to be Saturday, 7:30 at BMO Field. Looking at the odds here, Toronto +100, draw is +250, and the away odds are +250. Over 2.5 goals is -140, and under 2.5 goals is +110. One official play, that's going to go to me. But Scott, tell me, do you have a lean in this match?
My lean is to steer clear of this match and generally rivalry matches, but this one in particular, I don't really like either of these teams. Neither of them are doing well. If I was going to pick something, I'd probably look at Montreal and look at like a player prop on Prince Owusu, who kind of does a lot for this team. And that's where I would have approached it.
So I am taking Toronto at +100. I think they are the better team. They undoubtedly had the best trade deadline in all of Major League Soccer, bringing in Georgi Mihailovic, Jules Anthony Vilsaint, Jose Cifuentes, Maxime Dominguez. Maybe that was a little back in April. And they had, all those DP spots to fill. I don't want to hear about Cincinnati. They were good anyway. Toronto was a bad team that got much better. And while their 3-game draw streak was capped last week by a 0-0 Atlanta United match, I don't think we're going to see a whole lot of that. Toronto had 1-1 draws against Columbus and Philadelphia over the past few weeks, and I think it's time. They're going home. They're showing off their new roster. Montreal lost to Toronto 6-1 earlier in this season in Montreal, and it felt personal. I think this one's going to feel personal too. Adding to everything going Toronto's way. CF Montreal, they're going to be without Hebers. They've been without him all season. Jalen Neal, Giacomo Veroni once again. My money's on Toronto. This has, again, as I was typing my article this week, it was like 105. 100. It'll be minus 105 before you get in on this bet. I understand people wanting to stay away, but Toronto, people are excited in Toronto, man. This team, for as bad as they've been, they make changes, they address it, they try to make their fans happy. And I think, with all the stuff coming out about the locker room, Bernadeschi apparently was a little worse than Insigne, it seems there. I just like Toronto. They're at home. And plus 100 is a great price for them. One official play. Toronto FC plus 100. Moving on now. Austin FC host the San Jose Earthquakes. They're both 9-win teams, although Austin's 9-8-9, while the Earthquakes are 9-8-11. This is Q2 Stadium at 8:30. Looking at the odds here, you have Austin plus 105 and the Earthquakes plus 230. Minus 186 for the over 2.5 goals, plus 142 for the under on 2.5 goals. And I've realized, not only through reading this, but through typing them all up, over 2.5 goals is a dead market in Major League Soccer. You're going to be having to put 175 down if you want that. It always starts every season. Maybe that's like as we've been less hot. It's because we can't bet that market. It just you can't put 180 on a team on a match go over 2.5 goals. Just doesn't make a whole lot of sense there. I have a tricky bet here, but you have a pretty straightforward one. Let's hear it.
I do have a straightforward bet. I don't really want to bet too much on the outcome of this game. I don't. The Quakes are a bit hot and cold on the road. Austin loves a draw at home, and so that's a little too wild for me. But I know that Christian Espinoza is suspended for this match for the Quakes, and that means we're probably going to get a front three of Joseph Martinez, Chicho Arango, and Preston Judd. Now that's still plenty of firepower for the Quakes to get goals, but one stat I really like there is that Joseph Martinez has scored a goal in each of his last 4 starts. If he starts the game, he scores a goal. So I'm picking Joseph Martinez as an anytime goal scorer. That's plus 205. I think that's a crazy number for something that he does statistically a lot.
For someone who used to do it 35 times in a season, each and every season, like it was going out of style. Now he's going down to Austin, going to be, a hot night down there. I like it. I like where you're headed. I just went a little differently. I went a lot of ways. So now when I sit down with my odds, I kind of like look for some bets and I check my sports model. And sometimes if the bet doesn't have the advantage I wanted to have, or it's not the price I wanted to have, I can't go with it. So I was really struggling with it. I wanted to play. I was taking Austin, then I was taking San Jose on the double chance, and I was taking the goal. I couldn't find anything. And I said, you know what? It's because they're going to draw. There is no winner in this match. Plus 270 is just about what the draw comes out, 260 to 270 right when the sportsbook opens. It didn't move either way. And you have Austin. They're 9-8-9 on the season. They have 7 draws at home, 7 of their 8 draws there. And while Quakes don't draw very often, they only have 3 draws in their 14 road matches. They also, they have 2 draws in 14 road matches. They also have all but 3 of their road games have been decided by 1 goal or less. They're not getting blown out. They're not scoring by a ton. I can't pick a winner. When I looked at the draw number, it was like stars went off. Like, oh, duh. Yeah, that's kind of the obvious play. 2 official plays here. Draw at plus 270 and the Joseph Martinez anytime goal score. Scott, now that I said it's a draw, I kind of cracked the can open. Can you get behind that at all?
I really can. I really can get behind it. I know that the Quakes just went to Houston and got a win on the road in Houston. So they're, prepared for the heat and environment and a lot of that kind of stuff. Yeah, whatever. Austin loves a draw at home like nobody loves a draw at home. I really think that that's the most statistically likely outcome for this game. It's either that or I think the Quakes probably just have enough firepower to do it. Like, I think those are the two things. No disrespect to Austin. I just think the Quakes can get goals. And if they're hot, they're going to get goals.
For me, I think you just in your handicap slightly underplayed the significance of Christian Espinoza. I just think he's the foundation of this team. And being without him, you have plenty of star power. Both of these plays can very easily land on like a 1-1, 2-2
draw. A 1-1, 2-2 draw. That's what I'm thinking, though.
Draw plus 270. Joseph Martinez anytime plus 205. Moving right along now, St. Louis City. They host the Houston Dynamo. St. Louis just 5 wins on the season, 5, 6, and 16. And Houston Dynamo at 7 wins, 8 draws, and 12 losses. This one is in St. Louis. St. Louis is the favorite, plus 110 to win, plus 260 for the draw, and plus 210 for the Houston Dynamo. Over 2.5 goals, minus 180. Under 2.5 goals, plus 140. This is a tough game if I've ever seen one. I know these are two teams from the same conference. Doesn't feel like it. It does not feel like they are playing the same sport right now.
No, and St. Louis for a lot of the season has not been playing the same sport as the rest of the league.
That's also fair.
Just my sympathy, St. Louis fans, my deepest sympathies. But I am going to back them in this game. I really don't have a lot of confidence in Houston, and I think that this St. Louis team has a couple of underrated pieces who I think can do things. St. Louis's front office is finally starting to make changes to things. Their sporting director is out, so I think there's the winds of change in St. Louis. I'm going to bet on them, but I'm going to double chance it. St. Louis double chance, and I'm going to say under 3.5 goals. I don't see either of these teams putting up a bunch of goals. I don't see 4 out of this. Yeah, sorry, Angus. They'll get better one day, but not too much better.
Not today, probably not tomorrow either.
Yeah, but hopefully this weekend, a little bit of light at the in there, a little bit of light in the gloom. St. Louis double chance under 3.5 goals. I don't see there being a ton of goals in this game. I don't know who would score those. The highest scorer for St. Louis is Joao Klaus. He's got 9. It's not that great. Can you get behind that, the double chance?
Yeah, I like the play. And this is the one that I was like, okay, I really want to jump in on this one. However, I just didn't do the research on my own on the under 3.5. I mean, yeah, that's all likely. These teams aren't scoring. I think that 1-1 is likely, 2-0, 1-0, all the most likely scenarios. But for a minus 120 bet, it's just not enough to get me excited. But I agree with the sentiment on this play. One official play, St. Louis City double chance and under 3.5 goals at minus 120. Moving on now, Sporting KC hosting the Colorado Rapids. Sporting KC, 6 wins, 6 draws, 15 losses. They are just about out of the playoffs, sitting at 13th place. They are out of the playoffs. Colorado Rapids, 10 wins, 6 draws, and 12 losses. They are in 7th place, currently just above the wild card cutoff there. Sporting KC, plus 125 to win, while the Rapids are plus 180. Over 2.5 goals, minus 230. Still a dead market. Under 2.5 goals, plus 176. I have one official play here. Scott, how would you approach this match?
The Colorado Rapids are broadly on my do not bet list. I would look at team total goals or something like that. Both of these teams kind of capable of scoring and scoring in bunches. So I would look at that. I'd look at also for the Colorado Rapids, Rafael Navajo. I don't know. Is he Brazilian? Is he Portuguese? I don't know.
I believe it is it's 2 silent R's, Rafael Navajo.
Yeah, if he's Portuguese, that's how it would be. Anyway, I would look at him. He's the de facto leader of that offense now, and he's in the right position to get the goals. So that's where I'd look. But Colorado easily could go into this game and get blanked. And so that scared me away.
That's kind of how I thought my official play was at first. Sporting KC on the team total, but you get that at minus 130. It's probably going to be a little better by game time, minus 125, something like that. But the win is plus 130. And if SKC is scoring 2 goals here, I think they get the win. Look, Colorado Rapids are 2-1 after trading Georgi Mihailovic. You said Navajo is the de facto head of the offense. Yeah, and that's not ideal. It's worked out so far, and I don't think they're going to have long-term issues. I think trading Mihailovic, while it was great business for Toronto, also kind of good business for Colorado. He wasn't that star number 10. I think is a novelty for a better team, and I think Colorado is going to look another direction. Already got Paxton Aronson as part of that offense, so I don't mind that. But I don't think they made themselves better either.
I think you're right, though. I think it's a move for the future because I think it opened up a lot of space for them to make moves that will make the whole team better.
Yeah. Where
I think there was a cap to how far Georgie could take Colorado, and it wasn't the promised land.
And as for Sporting KC, they're on a 4-game skid, but they've lost to Seattle and San Diego, drawing NYCFC. They drew RSL. They're not playing scrubs. They had one of their toughest stretches of the season. It's time to get right against the Rapids, who are 3-4-7 with a minus 11 goal differential on the road. Again, I wanted Sporting KC on the team total, but if that team total is going to hit, instead of getting minus 130, I might as well get plus 130 on the win. Again, I've mentioned like 6 different numbers because the line kept moving. Here the graphic shows plus 125 for Sporting KC. I locked in at plus 130. One official play, Sporting KC plus 130. Headed now, Minnesota United hosting the Portland Timbers. Minnesota United 14-8-6, while the Timbers are 10-8-9. This one is 8:30 at Allianz Field. This is a match I just could not bet. When you look at these odds, Minnesota United minus 165, Timbers plus 350, over 2.5 goals minus 180. Just give me a good number, guys. Just give me a good number. Plus 140 for the under 2.5 goals. If you want to look at some team totals, Minnesota United over 1.5 goals, minus 172. Timbers over 1.5 goals, plus 196. The odds just yell this game exactly how I think it's going to be. I think it's going to be a lot to a little. Minnesota United being favored here. How did you make this work?
I had to put together a little same game parlay to make this work. I heavily favor Minnesota over Portland on the road. Not to throw shade or disrespect at Portland, but Minnesota's a good team and they remain a good team. But they did transfer out that went through today, Tani Oluwaseyi. So he's gone and they lose a little bit of that offensive weaponry. I don't think that stops them from winning this game at all, but I do think it impacts the scoreline a little bit. So I looked at Minnesota to win, and then I paired it with a goal total that I found to be pretty reasonable, under 3.5. With Tani Oluwaseyi leaving, he's off to Spain. I don't think that there will be tons and tons of goals in this. Minnesota's still going to play a back 5. They're going to play like a 5-4-1 kind of, very defensive formation, even at home. They're going to be tough to break down. They're not going to give up a ton of chances. Portland is going to find it really, really difficult to break through. And I see this game as anywhere from 1-0 to 2-1. I just think Minnesota does the business at home here.
Foxy says, Portland wins and gets the Phil Neville statue closer to completion. Upset away win. He was one of the guys who used to speaking on the Bet US show, I believe, a lot last year. Phil Neville statue, honestly, it's coming.
That would be awesome. That would be so funny. Because we were all very vocal that this was not a super great hire for Portland. And it's been okay, but if they built him a statue, come on.
They've had so much unlucky injury, just patching it together. I do like a low goal total that usually favors the away team. Here we're going to take Minnesota and under 3.5 goals at plus 130. Headed now to Nashville. They host Atlanta United. Nashville 15-5-8. Atlanta 4-11-12. This one is also Geodis Park. Nashville minus 210. Atlanta plus 450. That tells the whole story there. Over 2.5 goals, minus 194. Under 2.5 goals, plus 148. Two official plays. I have a game prop and you have a player prop, so we'll go with me first. Nashville, who are very good, face Atlanta, who are very bad. This is a pretty easy handicap. I like Nashville and over 2.5 goals at minus 111. Nashville 10-3-1 at home with a plus 20 goal differential. Atlanta 0-5-8 on the road with a minus 19 goal differential. Add that up, there's a 40 goal difference between these two teams. They did have Atlanta had a little 3-game span where they drew, but those were matches against Montreal, Toronto, and DC United together. That makes up the 4 worst teams in the East. That little Atlanta, whatever you want to call it, showing life, not really. I'm not buying it. Nashville's going to win by 1.5 goals. I like the 1.5 goal spread. Anyway, you cook it, Nashville should win. Official play, Nashville and over 2.5 goals, minus 111.
I totally agree. Nashville's going to run away with this. Multiple goals. So goal scorer prop for me. Sam Surridge, the guy who scores most of the goals for Nashville to get a goal anytime. That's minus 125. By the way, Alex not able to join us tonight, but if he were here, I guarantee he would have picked this one out. Both teams to score no at plus 125. Statistically, Nashville give up less than 1 goal per game at home. Atlanta score less than 1 game per goal, or 1 goal per game, on the road. That is going to push to no goals for Atlanta. Nashville to win this to 0.
Love that. You're betting like a man on fire, because I wouldn't even be looking at that right now. I'm just like, keep my head above water, win a nice minus money play, but I do like it. Nashville over 2.5 goals, plus 103. Surge anytime, minus 125. Moving now to LAFC, 11 wins, 8 draws, 6 losses. They host San Diego FC, 16 wins, 5 draws, 7 losses. This is 10:45 on Sunday, the only Sunday match that is MLS related. LAFC minus 165 and San Diego FC plus 350. That seems a little disrespectful to me. I don't like those odds at all, but I do like LAFC to win in this one. Over 2.5 goals, minus 184. Under 2.5 goals, plus 142. And if you are watching on YouTube or Spotify with video, you can see the home and away team totals there for you. We both have plays. We both see goals, and it's just a matter of which way we're going. Take it away.
Yeah, I do see goals. I think these odds are very disrespectful to San Diego, who have been really good all season long, and who I don't think there's any reason to put them at plus 350. I really didn't want to pick a winner here, even though I am wildly excited for this game. So I did both teams to score and over 2.5 goals. I definitely see goals. Both of these teams have strong offenses. LAFC just with a huge upgrade, bringing in Son Heung-min. So both teams to score and over 2.5, minus 120. And then I get to divorce myself from that result.
I want the result. I think that LAFC, they added Son to Buanga Martinez. They got their striker. But then they played 3 away matches in a row. Don't love that. They didn't get the results I want. I think they were 1 win and 2 draws in that span. They're coming home. They got beat up by LAFC in San Diego the 5th or 6th week of the season. That is still in their brain. They want to turn this around and become the team in California again. There's not a whole lot of competition. It's LAFC and San Diego. I think LAFC are going to win or draw. So I'm taking LAFC on the double chance and over 2.5 goals at minus 111. That's just a price that just stuck out to me right away. It seems like a safe bet. LA is 8-2-3 at home with a plus 13 goal differential through 13 matches. It's a goal better a game. And SCFC has been hot. 9-0-4 away record, no draws. I think that kind of does play a little bit into what I'm thinking here. They either win or lose. Their 6-game road win streak, I think, comes to an end this season. Of the 6 teams SDFC beat in their current road streak, only Vancouver and Minnesota are playoff teams. I think the big brother, takes the win in this one. I like LAFC on the double chance and over 2.5 goals. I like your bet. Both teams score over 2.5 goals. It's just a matter of which one you want to take here. I think goals come early, goals come often, and we don't need 6. We only need 2.5 to both cash out here. And 2 official plays. Let's take a look now at all of our official plays for the week. Scott and Alex could not be here. No official plays from them. But screenshot this, run to your sportsbook. Yeah.
You just assigned everything to Deon.
Oh, yeah, that's a graphics error. We will we'll get that fixed. Don't worry about it, man. This is the Designated Pundits. We make some high-class graphics here. There's nothing to worry about the official scorecard. No one saw that. It's good. Scott, any final thoughts for this week?
No, it's just time. It's time for us to right the ship a little bit, get back to our winning ways. It's going to be a very exciting week of MLS play either way.
Absolutely. We are winding down on the season. I think only 4 regular season matches left because, the game day numbers don't, whatever. We'll see you guys again soon. Thank you for tuning in on a wonderful Wednesday night here.